Hi, sixth graders. This is Miss Reynolds, and I am going over the study guide that we had today in class. Make sure everybody understands and gets all the answers. Okay, so for this first problem, um, I am doing multiplication, and I know that because it says product. And product means the answer to a multiplication equation. So I'm going to put my X right here because this is multiplication. When I am multiplying, I do not, do not line up the decimals. I'm going to even type it. Do, let's see, can we make it bigger? Yes, do not line up decimals for multiplication, okay? Instead, we're going to act like the numbers are whole numbers and then go in later and put the decimal, okay? So for right now, we just completely ignore the decimals. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I start with this first number here in the right hand place and I multiply it times every single digit. Remember? So I'm going to go fast because we've already done this. So this should be 28, regroup 2. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 2 is 38. Keep 8, regroup 3. I am still, oh, that's supposed to be a 3. I'm still multiplying by 4. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. And finally, I'm multiplying the 4 by the 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, so that takes care of the 4. So a lot of times it's just best to just totally mark that out so you don't even see it anymore. Mark these out so we don't even see them anymore. And start on your second number. So now I'm multiplying the 3 by every single number. So this first one is 3 times 7. Remember, I've moved over a place value, so I'm putting a placeholder. 3 times 7 is 21. Put the 1, regroup the 2 to the next place. All right, that would mean over the 9. All right, 3 times 9 is 27. Add the 2, and that is 29. Put the 9, regroup the 2 to the next place. Okay, now 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 2 there is 5. And 3 times 8 is 24. And you go back and add. This is 8, 9, 7 and 9 is 16. Carry 1. 2 and 5 is 7, plus that 1 is 8. 3 and 4 is 7. And then just 2. Now I know. Okay, these are decimal numbers up here, so I have to make up for that by counting the places. Let's erase all this business here so you can really see what I'm doing here. Oops, erase the line. Didn't mean to. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to underline our decimal places. There's a decimal place right here, the tenths, a decimal place right here, another tenths, and a decimal place right here, a hundredths place. That is a total of 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So I start at the end of my number because I've treated it like a whole number, so the decimal is at the end. And now I move back 3 places. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Because a decimal number, if you compare it to a whole number, is however many powers of 10 less. Okay? That's why we're making the number smaller. Okay. Oh, I apologize. I should have told y'all the answer up front. So I will get that on the next one. I'm just going to pull up my calculator so I have it right here and I can tell you the answer on the next one. Okay, so let's go to this page. The next question says find the difference. Difference means you're subtracting. Okay? So if you are just here to check your answer, the answer is, drum roll. Okay, so I'm going to type the answer for you and then I'll be deleting it quickly. So be sure and watch. 15.184, 15 and 184 thousandths. Okay? All right. So if you didn't get that, come work this with me. If you did, fast forward on to the next one. Okay. So remember when I subtract, for every single thing other than multiplication, I do line up my decimals. So when I go to, I'm going to write this in instead of typing because I want to show you that I'm going to start by putting my decimal in that place right there. That's the first thing I do. Then I go look at that number. The number I am subtracting is 8 and. So 8 goes before the decimal, and after it is 216. So 216. Oh, so look, I don't have anything to subtract from up here. So what do I need to do? I need to put on some zeros to subtract from. Okay? All right. Also, I want you to notice that the first number, 23.4, must be my top number. It has to be. You cannot do it the other way around. Okay? All right, so back to our work. And I'll work it in black. I am subtracting. Okay, so a lot of people today struggled with this one because we've forgotten how to subtract. I'm going to move my line over a little bit since my problem is really more over here. Okay. So the first number I'm trying to do is 0 minus 6. I like to think of my top number as Oreos, my bottom number as what I want to eat. So I have 0 Oreos. I want to eat 6. I can't do it. So I go to my neighbor. Uh-oh, my neighbor has 0 Oreos. And they're wanting 1 anyway, so they don't even have it. So they go to their neighbor. This is where our regrouping begins, okay? So we take 1 from the 4. 1 always becomes 10 of the place right behind it. Okay, so now there are 10 here. But I still can't have any Oreos over here. So I'm going to have to take a pack of Oreos from my neighbor. They are left with 9 packs, right? And now out of that 1 pack, I get 10 Oreos. There were 10 in there. Remember, 1 always becomes 10. So now I know I can subtract. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. And 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, then I bring that decimal straight down, right? Okay, now it's 3 minus 8. Well, I can't take 8 away from 3. Regroup. So the 2 is now a 1. That 1 becomes 10. And that 10 combines with the 3 to give you 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So 15 and 184 thousandths. Okay, the next one is a quotient, right? Quotient. We should definitely know what quotient means because we have been doing it so much. Quotient is an answer to a division problem, right? Okay, so for this one, I am dividing 68 and 85 hundredths by 5 and 1/10. I'm going to type the answer very quickly. It is 13 and 5/10. Okay, if you didn't get that, watch me. All right, so we put our total, which is the first number, Now, when you're doing a word problem, you have to look and make sure something is the total. But when it says it this way, find the quotient of, I know that first number is my total. So I'm going to put it in here, put that down a little bit. So we're going to have 6, 8. Oops, that's not expanding, is it? 0.85. Okay. Now, oh, you know what? No, 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 no. Right? Why am I saying that? Because I see my divisor has a decimal in it, and I can't do that. So the first thing I want to do is move that decimal. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Move that decimal. Look, I moved it one place to the end of the number. The divisor, it always goes to the end of the number. That's not true for the dividend. So now I know my divisor is 51. So I can go ahead and type in my divisor is 51, the whole number 51, okay? My dividend, I have to, since I moved the decimal one place in the divisor, I have to move it one place in the dividend. So instead of being between the 8, it's going to be between the 8 and the 5. Okay, so now I can put my dividend in. It is 6, 8, 8, then decimal 5. So tomorrow on the test, please rewrite it, y'all. It helps you, right? Okay. Now, 51 is my divisor, and it's very close to 50. But I showed y'all in class how we can quickly, whoops, I'm going to try to make that text a little smaller. I can quickly, well, if I'm going to try to make it smaller. Try 18. Okay. I can quickly make a fact box for 51. Watch. 5 tens and 1 1, right? That's the first group. So now the second group will be 10 tens and 2 ones. This is a great thing about 51, right? I'm adding 5 tens each time. So this is going to be 15 tens. And I'm adding, since it's 51, I'm always adding a 1. Okay? So again, add 5 tens will be at 20 and add a 1 1. So do you see the pattern? This makes 51 a really good number to use for a quiz or a test, right? Okay, I'm going to move it over here and put it up so you can see it. Okay, I have 35, so the next one's going to be 40 tens and 8, and then the next one's going to be 45 tens and 9, and that should be my ninth group. So I can go through and say, okay, this is group 1, this is group 2, and look, y'all, the group is also what it ends with, right? Only when you've got a 1 like this at the end does that work out. So this is the third one. This will be the fourth. So I don't even have to write the groups because this last digit in the ones place is the same as how many groups I've done, right? Wow, 51 is so cool. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and work this problem. So the first thing I do is bring my decimal up now that I know it's in the right place. Okay. Then I try to divide the 6. Well, 6 is smaller than 51, so I cannot do it. So then I'm going to go on and try to divide the 68. So let me go over here to my fact box. The closest I can get is one group. One group right here. Look, 1. And when I multiply 1 times 51, that is 51. And then I subtract. 8 minus 1 is 7. 6 minus 5 is 1. And now I bring down the 8. Okay, so now I want to go to my 51 fact box, 178. I cannot go over 178, so 204 is too high. So I'm going to have to back up and use 153. That is 3 groups. 3 times 51. Well, it's right here, 153. And now I'm going to subtract, right? 8 minus 3 is 5. Yes. That is supposed to be a subtraction right there. 7 minus 5 is 2. And then that is less than 51, so I'm going to bring down 6. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong, y'all? Oh, oh my goodness. Do y'all see what I did wrong? I knew I did something wrong because it wasn't going to work out. I hope y'all caught it. So easy to do. It is 6885, right? So I'm going to get back in here. Forgive me. And put 5. I bet y'all were wondering what in the world I was doing, right? Bring down your 5. Forgive me, that just shows how easy it is for anybody to make a mistake. All right, so 255. Here is 255. So that is the 5th group. 5 groups of 51, which does equal 255, and the problem's over. Okay? All right, so tomorrow on your test, on a problem like this, decimal division, you should not need to add any zeros. It should, well, you might have to add zeros, but it's going to work out not to go beyond your 3rd place, right? All right. Let's go on and do the sum. Number 4. Sum means add. So you're adding these numbers. I've gone ahead and typed in the first number. Look, 39 in my problem does not show a decimal. That is a little comma after it to separate these numbers. So 39 has no decimal, so that means there is an invisible decimal at the very end, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put it because when I'm adding, just like subtracting and dividing, you line up decimals, okay? All right, so if you are here just to find the answer, let me give that to you. So 39, add 7 and 45 hundredths, add 0 and 682 thousandths. And I'm going to type your answer down here. And if you didn't get this answer, you can watch me work the problem. 47 decimal 132, so 47 and 132 thousandths. Okay, if you didn't get that, watch me. If you did, go on to the next problem. Okay, so I want to line up my decimals, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is put, I'm sorry, let me get my pen, is put a decimal below it and then think what is in front of the decimal in the next number, 7, and what is behind the decimal, a 4 and a 5. Okay? Now, it just makes it look much neater if I go ahead and just put the zeros in where there's nothing, because 0 means nothing. Okay? All right, my next problem, 0 decimal. So I'm going to go ahead and put the decimal, right? Then I put the 0 before it, and then following should be a 6, an 8, and a 2. 6, 8, 2. Maybe I got the right problem this time. Okay, now we are going to add these. But I'm going to go ahead and put 0 up above so I'm not confused. Okay, all right, so when I add here in the thousandths place, that is a 2. In the hundredths place, 5 plus 8 is 13. So keep the 3, regroup the 1. 4 and 6 is 10, plus that 1 is 11. Keep the 1, regroup the 1. I'm going to add that 1 to that 9 right there. That gives me 10, plus 7 is 17. And then I'm going to regroup that 1, 3, and 1 is 4. 47 and 132 thousandths. Is that what I said to begin with? I hope so. Yes, it is. Okay, so now we're going on to the final problem. It is a product, which we know means multiply. Where is the decimal in this number? You'd say it doesn't have one. So where does it go if it doesn't have one? It goes after it. It has an invisible decimal, right? Right here. Okay. This is multiplication. This is a one-digit multiplier, so I won't have to worry about having a second partial product. So I just start. 8 times 3 is 24. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell y'all the answer so you don't have to watch the whole thing if you got it right. Okay, the answer is 4,834.4. 4,834 and 4 tenths. Okay. All right. So let's see if you missed it. Follow along and see what you got wrong. So 8 times 3 is 24. Regroup A2. 8 times 4 is 32 plus the 2 is 34. Keep the 4, regroup the 3. 8 times 0 is 0, but I add the 3. And 8 times 6 is 48. Okay? Now remember, I have a decimal, right? All I have to do is say which places have a or which numbers are behind a decimal. The 3 is to the right of the decimal. That's what I mean by behind. Here, there's nothing behind the 8, so I don't count that at all. So I only have one decimal place to count off. So put my decimal at the end and count back by one place. 4,834 and 4 tenths. Okay. Next, we are going to do the word problem that we did in class. Okay. Now, I've told you guys already the word problems are all division, right? Okay. So on the word problems, we know we have to have labels, and we get the labels. Oh, sorry, that's so wavy. We get the labels from the problem. So we read the problem. Jared is equally separating 1,350 pieces of candy into small trick or treat bags. He puts 12 pieces of candy in each bag. Ooh, that in each, I know, stands for the word per. How many bags can he make? All right. So if you were doing this in class, you know quickly the answer was 112 bags. Now, if you did not get that answer, or you don't understand why this answer didn't change because of the remainder, keep watching. Okay, if you did get it, go on to the next problem. All right, so here I have 1,350, and we'll make those a little bit bigger and put this under. This is my total. The total is the dividend, right? But it's 1,350 what? So I have to go back to my problem to look. 1,350 pieces of candy. So I like to keep it short if I can. As long as you have the noun, you can just write pieces. Okay? All right. Now I go and look at my other number. He puts 12 pieces. All right. So I know that I am making groups with 12 pieces in each group, right? All right. Because it says pieces. So you guys know when it says pieces again, I can't have just pieces. This is the only total pieces. This is pieces per, which means in each. Well, in each what? Yes, bag. You also know that I should see the labels twice. Oops, I didn't mean to turn that orange. I should see the labels twice, right? So if I see pieces twice, awesome. I got to see bag or bags twice, which means where does it go? Up here in the quotient. Bags. So when I get my answer at the top, that's going to be how many bags. Okay? All right, so doing the division, I have to know my 12 facts, right? So I can't divide the 1 by 12, so it's going to be a 0. But I can divide 13. If I have 13 of something, I can get one group of 12. Multiply 1 times 12 is 12. Okay, if I take that group of 12 out of the 13, that's subtract, I have 1 left. Okay, that's less than 12, so I can't get another group of 12. Bring down the 5. Okay, so now I have 15. Again, if I have 15 of something, I can get a group of 12. I can only get one group though. Multiply 1 times 12 is 12. I subtract 15 minus the 12 is 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay? 3 is smaller than 12, so I could not have gotten another group of 12, right? Now you bring down 0. How many 12s are in 30? Well, if you know your facts, you know 12 times 2 is 24, and 12 times 3 is 36. And 36 is too much, so you have to back up and use the 2 fact. 2 times 12 is 24. I subtract, and I see that I have 6 left, and then my heart drops to my stomach. I'll show you how I got that 6. I'm regrouping, right? This is a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, so I see that I have a remainder, and I'm like, no! But I'm really happy on this one because I'm thinking, what does the remainder mean in this problem? Can I get another bag? That's the question. Can I get another bag with 6 pieces? No, because my bags must have the 12 pieces it told me in the problem. So I cannot make another bag of 12, the 12 out of 6, right? Okay, so when these 6, what could you do with them? You could do a lot of different things, right? You can give them to a neighbor, you can give them to a friend, you can give them to your mom, you can throw them away, you can eat them yourself. I could do anything with it, that means it is not important. So you do what I call drop it. Drop it. Woo, hello. Let's spread that out. Drop it. Look what it says about drop it. The remainder, right here. I'm going to drop it right here. Well, it's not letting me write anything. There we go. Drop it. The remainder won't change the answer. No, that 6 pieces is not going to give me another bag. Okay? So your answer that you would go fill in on your paper would be, make that black, 112. The other line is for the word bags. Okay? All right, go to the next problem. Okay? At the end of the year, Mrs. Barber's taxable income means money you made, right? Income totaled $65,385. Okay, so you're thinking, you don't know anything about taxes. 6th graders aren't supposed to do this. Know this. Why are they giving me this? Because it's real world, right? Just ask your parents. All right, so the end of the year, this woman has made $65,385. That means it took her the whole year to make that money. Okay? What was her taxable income, her money that she made each month? Okay. So this one was a little trickier, right? Make your little division sign. What is the total? I think everybody today picked out, oh, wait. I'm supposed to tell y'all the answer, right? I believe the answer was 5448.75. Oh my goodness. I hope that's right, y'all. That's just my memory talking right now. We will see if it's right. If you didn't get that, you still could be right. Just hang around. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put the number in here. 6, 5, comma. That is not a decimal. 3, 8, 5. And does our decimal, yes, our decimal's going to go here. Now, y'all, this is what label. Oops, didn't mean to do that. What's the label on this? We'll go back to the problem. On money, the label is always before the number, right? Right here. The dollar sign. That's the label. Okay? All right? So in the problem here, I'm going to scoot on over and say this is dollars, right? All right. What is the question here? Because I don't see another number, right? The question is, what was her taxable income? So what was the money each month? So that's what I'm supposed to get when I divide. So since I don't have another number right now, I'm just going to go up here and write the words. My words should be the money he gets each. Oh, what word is that? Each means per, or per means each, right? Money per month. Okay, now look. We've done this a few times. You've got a dollar sign twice. The second dollar sign has per. What do you not have twice? Month, right? So the label over here on my divisor is going to be the word months. How many months do I divide this by? There are 12 months in a year, so you are dividing by 12. Once I do that, I'll know how much she made each month, each of those 12 months. All right, let's start in. Can't divide the 6. Put a 0 because I've seen lots of people messing up today. Oh, I could go ahead and put my decimal straight up, right? Because since it's money, you know, money answers turn into decimals. If it's a money answer, you're going to need a decimal if it doesn't work out. Okay, so now I'm going to divide 65. That is 12 times 5. That's going to be 60. All right. Okay, so be looking at a 12 times table if you need it. I'm going to subtract, and I have 5. That's less than 12. So I'm all set to go ahead and bring down the 3. Okay? So how many times does 12 go into 53? Yes, 4. And you know, hopefully, 4 times 12 is 48. That's the multiplication step, right? What comes after multiplication? Does McDonald's sell? Subtraction. Okay, you're going to have to regroup because you can't do 3 minus 8. So regroup, that is a 4, so I'm not going to have to do anything with that. And the 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Okay, 5 is less than 12. Cannot get another group of 12. So I bring down the 8. Okay, so now I think 58. Oh man, it's just short of 60, right? So it won't be 5 times, it will be 4 times. Okay, so 4 times 12 is, again, 48, right? Okay, what comes after multiply? Subtract. So 58 minus 48. Well, 8 minus 8 is 0. 5 minus 4 is 1. 10 is less than 12, so I bring down my, 5. Now these arrows, y'all, I do the arrows because they help me realize I'm not done. I don't have anything on top of that 5, right? All right. So then I think, how many 12s in 105? Let's see. Well, 12 times 8 is 96, and 12 times 9, is 108. So it's not going to be 9, it's going to be 8. So now you multiply. 8 times 12 is 96. Now, y'all, if I don't know my 12 facts, I need to make the 12 fact box, right? So that they're just sitting there for me. All right, let's subtract. I can't do 5 minus 6, so I'm going to have to go over, take away. This is a 10, but I still have to take away again. It'll be a 9. And now that's a 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. And that other one became a 9, so that's 0. So now I have a remainder. I know when I have money answers, I have to turn a remainder into a decimal by adding zeros and bringing them down. Connect right there. Okay, so here's going to be my 0. I'm going to run out of room, right? All right, so now 12 goes into 90. All right, well, I know 12 times 8 was 96, so it must be really close to that, but it's not 96. That's too much, so 7. Okay, and I know 12 times 7 is 84, right? Now I'm going to subtract. I'm going to have to regroup again, right? I should have started this problem higher. So if I regroup, that's going to be an 8. This is going to be a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. All right. I still have a remainder, so what? I still add another 0. Now, I've promised you it will not go past 3 decimal places. But for money, I told you I was going to try to have money run out in the hundredths place, right? And this one does. Okay, so bring down the 0. Oops. Bring down the 0. Here's the 0. I should have pointed right here. Okay, so now I have 60. Yippee, because I know what? 12 times 5 is 60. Yes, and you're just going to have to see that I'm trying to write 60 over here. And I subtract and I get 0, or I can write the double line, meaning I'm done. So what is my answer? I should have given y'all more spaces for this answer, because the answer is $5,448.75 per month, right? Per month. Okay. See how I included the label on my answer. Last question. Okay, this answer is going to be, you probably remember from class, but if we didn't get to it in your class, it should be 116. 116 buses. And if you didn't get that, there may be a good reason you didn't get that. You may need to stick around and watch, okay? Or you do if you didn't get it right. If you got it right, see you tomorrow. Okay, so here we go. McAdory Middle School is taking fans to the middle school state football championship game. Wouldn't that be awesome if we get to go? 847 fans have signed up to go. Okay, so I know I've got the number 847. And these are, oops, that says 3, doesn't it? 847. I'm going to space those apart. And these are fans, right? And that's going to be the people who signed up to go. Each bus can hold 56 fans. Ugh, 56. Yuck, I don't like this number. All right, so I'm going to draw my divisions box here. The total number of fans that are going, this is my total, right? And what am I dividing by? I'm dividing by the 56 what? Go, oops, that looks too much like another number. So let me just try to be more exact, okay? Try again, 56. So you've got time while I'm writing 56 to look back in that problem and see what the word after 56 is. 56, 56, right there. Fans. So let me put on the word fans. Now I know that if I have the item name, here's my total items. I've got fans again. I know I have to put fans per. Okay. So how are these fans being grouped in this problem? I think everybody pretty much got this today. Fans are being grouped by buses. So this is fans per bus. Per means for each bus. Okay. All right. So I've seen the word fans twice. I've seen the word bus once. What does that mean? That means for my answer, this must be buses, right? How many buses? All right. So we're going to start right into the multiplication. I'm not going to do my 56 facts first because I know I can't divide the 8, but 84 is not double 56. So only one group of 56 can come out of 84. So I'm going to go ahead and write my 56 under here. I didn't even have to do a fact box for that, right? All right, so I subtract. I'm going to need to regroup from the 8, and that's going to be a 7. And then take 10 next door, 14. So 14 minus 6 is 8. 7 minus 5 is 2. Ick. Well, oh, I told y'all the wrong, did I tell you wrong answer? I can't remember. Okay, so I'm going to bring down the 7. 7. Okay. The 7 to 87. Ooh, that's so much, right? So I'm going to think about, this is 5 tens, and this is 28 tens. 5 times what gets me kind of close to 28? Well, 5 times 5 is 25. So let's try 56 times 5. Is that going to be too much? That's going to end in a 0. I don't know. Let's look. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. Regroup the 3. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 3 is 28. Oh, that is it, y'all. Awesome, right? So now I'm subtracting 280. Part of me is happy, right? Because I got pretty close on one try. But part of me is going, oh no, we've got a remainder. Well, remember, don't panic. Think about, what does the remainder mean? Now, y'all, all day long today, I have been saying, the word on your item also comes straight down, just like bringing anything else down. So any number underneath your division box is fans. So I have 7 fans. We know we cannot cut our fans into pieces. So we are not turning our fans into decimals or fractions, because decimals and fractions are pieces of wholes, right? So it can't be decimals or fractions. We also know we can't just leave these fans that have signed up for a bus. They've signed up to go. Sorry about that. We can't just leave them, right? So we got to do something with these people. It doesn't tell me that there's any other way that these fans are going to go. So what? Oh, I forgot to put the 5. Are y'all yelling at me up there? You should be. So I've got 15 buses right now. I think I said 116. It was 16, but why? 15 buses, because I cannot leave these 7 people sitting there at the school without a bus. So I'm going to have to take a whole other bus. So 16 buses. Now, maybe when I get the 16 buses, the people can spread out or whatever, but I know I can't go over 56. So that's why I have to have an extra bus. Usually, so this is not a drop it. We do not drop people. This is a bump it. You had to bump your answer up by 1. And I apologize if I said 116. I think I was thinking about another problem. Okay, so it is 16 though, not 15. Okay, so when you actually put your answer into the space, you're going to put 16 buses. All right? Okay. See y'all tomorrow. Good luck on the test.